Well, viewers, those are the headlines and our top focus. Medical groups in Sudan have now reported horrific atrocities in the city of El-Fasher by the paramilitary Rapid Support Forces. They allegedly buried hundreds of civilians in mass graves and burned others in a bid to conceal evidence. The Sudan Doctors Network has described these actions as systematic genocide, condemning what they've called appalling international silence in response. Now, following the RSS takeovers of El-Fasher on the 26th of October, ethnic-based massacres have been reported, raising fears of further fragmentation in Sudan. Now, since the conflict began in 2023 in April, thousands have been killed and millions displaced. The Sudan Doctors Network is now demanding an immediate international investigation to document these crimes and hold the perpetrators accountable. With us on the broadcast is Ambassador Mahesh Sachdev, a former Indian diplomat, joining us from New Delhi. Thank you so much for taking our time and speaking to us on NewsX World. We've reported stunning statistics of people who are fleeing. There are over 36,000 people who have already fled their homes. This is according to a UN report that had come out. That's not all. There are crimes of massacres taking place, sexual violence happening as well. Some photos were also released showcasing entire areas, satellite photos, in fact, showcasing entire areas in El-Fasher being painted red due to the amount of blood that has been drawn from innocent civilians by the RSF. Now, the Sudan Doctors Network is demanding an international investigation. Do you think this needs to be expedited?
Yes, it's a horrible condition, Pia, and words are not enough to describe it. The numbers are uncertain. International Organization of Migration talks about 82,000 migrants from Al-Fashir after it was captured by RSF. The numbers could have been even bigger, but for prevention of by RSF of migration. What Sudan Medical Network has said is almost self-evident. If there are so many killings going on, that the city looks splattered in blood, they would eventually have to be buried or burnt somewhere. So that is what is being done. It's partly to erase the evidence that such a massacre took place in El-Fasher, and partly for hygienic reasons, because El-Fasher is the capital of northern Darfur, and sooner or later it'll come to public opinion, public sight, when RSF governs the state from that city. So that is what is happening, but I should caution you that Sudan Medical Network is not based in RSF-controlled areas. Obviously, they would not have said such a thing if they were under the control of RSF. They are in Sudan Armed Forces controlled area in Khartoum, and that tends to give them an intrinsic sense of bias against RSF. Not that RSF is being exonerated by anyone. At the same time, RSF has a well-oiled and pretty slick propaganda machine, and they take care of their website, their pronouncements, and their visibility in the proper way to present themselves as a national state in making. So that is where the truth lies, somewhere in the horrific details being made available through refugees, refugees saying things after escaping Al-Fasher, and RSF's own sort of word about they having punished the people who were seen in committing massacres in Al-Fasher, and so on and so forth. Thank you.
Indeed, sir, requesting you to stay on with us as we're tracking some further updates from Sudan at this point. Viewers, we're now learning that residents in Sudan's El-Obeid have stated that they're living in fear as the paramilitary rapid support forces appear to prepare for an assault. The Sudanese army reported shooting down an RSF drone targeting the city. El-Obeid is a strategic hub in North Kordofan and sits on a key supply route linking Darfur and Khartoum. While the RSF accepted a truce proposal last week, the United Nations has warned of intensifying hostilities. Residents, meanwhile, fear a repeat of El-Fasher and Bara, where RSF captured strongholds, forced thousands to flee and committed violence. Civilians have meanwhile been advised to avoid military targets as tensions are escalating in the region. Still with us on the broadcast is Ambassador Sachdev. I, of course, referred to the truce proposal that the RSF seemingly accepted last week, but reports are now coming in that it is in fact preparing to target El-Obeid, which is located on a key route between Darfur and Khartoum. Khartoum, of course, is the headquarters of the Sudanese army in the capital as well. In light of this, how strategically important is it for the Sudanese army to defend this outpost? And what can we expect taking place next? Will this truce be adhered to, or will we still see the RSF trying to advance further?
The battle lines are not fixed, and they have moved fairly often. But the way the territories are panned out, Kordofan and Al-Darfur, Kordofan in the south and Al-Darfur in the west, are under control of RSF mostly, or it's militias that are supporting it. And the enclaves that SAF had in that area are slowly being dismantled by RSF action. So Darfur, northern Darfur, with Al-Fasher's capture, is now entirely with RSF. And Kordofan has a number of tribes that are allied to RSF and are part of the coalition fighting SAF. And that is where the action at Al-Obeid lies. Kordofan is an potentially oil-rich province, and SAF would try and do everything possible to retain a toehold in Al-Obeid there. But for the same reason, RSF would like it to be evicted from that area. So we are at the verge of a decisive and perhaps a bloody battle, which RSF is likely to wage. Now, Sudan has been through fairly drastic actions with no hold bars battles, and what happened in Al-Fasher would make the civilians in Al-Obeid wary of being there, being surrounded, and later on, if RSF runs over that place, made refugees or worse. So that kind of terror that RSF is supposedly unleashed in Al-Fasher is going to terrorize the residents and SAF that is resident there to defend the city, steal them as to their fate, and that is why I suspect that a battle would take place there is going to be quite bloody.
All right, sir, with that.
Ceasefire acceptance by RSF notwithstanding.
All right, sir. With that, I'd like to thank you for taking out time, sharing your analysis perspective as well of what's taking place on the ground in Sudan. Of course, it remains to be seen how exactly this situation will pan out. Meanwhile, viewers, we're shifting focus to what's taking place